Okay, another question that was submitted. It said, can you share with us some ways you've been successful in A, getting people to attend classes, and B, getting people to host classes for you?
Okay, so attendance. My favorite way to do attendance is think about groups of friends and families. If you can get people, the class I just taught on Sunday was I taught it for one of my friend's cousins and her mom, so her aunt, and they brought their family group from church. It was a really great group. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't this like, oh, there's a bunch of random people here and I'm too scared to talk. It was easy to get them there because they were already gathering together in certain instances, and then it was a fun class, and so people enjoyed it, and it was, people weren't like, oh, this class, whatever. Um, I wrote here, particularly people who all want to see each other and catch up anyways. Make it fun. And think about your audience. Think about what you would want to go to, a class you would want to attend. My first class, I think I talked about this at one point somewhere, but my very first class, I'm a big theme person. I love a theme for a party, for an event, for anything. I like to dress up. And so for my first class, I figured out how to do a Wizard of Oz theme for the oils class. And it was really fun. I think
so cute.
it was really cute and entertaining. I had green decorations like Emerald City, and then even I incorporated some of the oils where at the end I said, Tin Man needs joy for his heart and Panaway for his rusty joints. And, some other little things.
The Wicked Witch.
Wicked Witch needed lavender for her burns and frankincense for her warts or something like that. And, the lion, valor for cowardly. And anyway, just pulled out a few things.
It was so fun.
So, if you're kind of tired of the whole 101, I've done this a bunch of times, mix it up. Do something fun like that. And then you can do the themed giveaways with that too. What else? The other thing is you're not limited to the 101 classes with size and trying to get at least 10 people there or something. Do one-on-ones. Do play dates. If you're having a lot of challenges with classes, turn those into opportunities and not excuses. So if people say, oh, well, my kids, I have my kids, and you're hearing that, I can't leave my kids, or particularly in the summer you might run into this. Hire a babysitter for an hour, and it would be well worth it to get people there. And it's just it's a problem solving thing. So think about your challenges and figure out how to overcome them, and offer a break to moms who might say, oh, childcare at a class, like I can have a break from my kids and do something adult for an hour or an hour and a half. That would be fantastic. So those are just some little tips about that.
Can I say one thing about that? Okay, so one really cool thing that Kendra Boning, she's one of our leaders here in Houston. One thing that she did, I think it was over spring break, she had a really casual play date, and I think the kids made scented Play-Doh where they could add their own oils, and the moms made either facial cleansing wipes or bath salts, like just two things. And then she had a diffuser going, and she had citrus oils for water. She had a few oils out, so it wasn't as formal as a class. Sit down, let me tell you everything about oils. But it exposed the moms to the oils. It showed, oh, if you want your kid to maybe have these benefits, we can make this kind of Play-Doh. Or if you want it to be, you can make thieves Play-Doh versus lavender Play-Doh or whatever. And they got to see some of the benefits and how easy it was and how safe the oils are to incorporate with children. So I just thought that was a really good idea to not put the pressure or the financial strain. She didn't have to provide a ton of materials, but that worked out really well for her over spring break.
Yeah, and so on that note, think about things that you want to go to. If you think a skincare class would be really fun, or to be able to try some products, make that happen. You can totally do that. And like I said, if you're struggling to think of ways to do it or brainstorm how to, bring that class to life, we're here, and Stephanie's here, and we're all here to help out and offer ideas and figure this out together. The other thing is that I'm about to talk about a little bit more, but incentives are really great, even for just getting people to come. Nicole Perez does a whole series on mistakes about classes, and she addresses that sometimes people have a hard time getting people to come to classes. And one thing she said was, incentives for bringing a friend, incentive for being the first to show up. Sometimes we're like, okay, my class was supposed to start and I think these people are coming, but it can drag on a lot if people aren't showing up till 15 or 20 minutes later. So just kind of adding those little things, it can be really, really helpful. Incentives are a great way to get people to host classes for you. That was another part of the question. Help people brainstorm good ideas of who to host, locations to host, approach small retail businesses about hosting classes, and partner to mutually benefit each other. Particularly small businesses are always looking for new clientele or people to come in their door and see what their services are. So if there's a good matchup like yoga and oils, or it doesn't even have to be that, some gift shop or something that oils would make a good fit. There's a lot of things to do. We have a girl on our team, Mary Ellen, and she's a nutritionist, and so she partners with a lot of restaurants, and she'll go on their off hours. So between lunch and dinner when no one's there, but they would love some traffic, and she brings people in and they'll buy wine or snacks or whatever while they're listening to the class. So again, that mutually beneficial partnership is key there.
Another thing I would say about classes is there's no perfect class. So don't be discouraged if you have an invite and 2 people are coming. It's very easy to think, oh, if only 20 people were coming, that would be such a better class. I have to tell y'all, I do basically a standing monthly class, and a lot of times I just invite people from my neighborhood kind of mom's Facebook group. So it's typically people I don't know. Sometimes people don't show up, sometimes they do. But one time I had one lady show up, and that's just like popping your balloon to have one person show up to your class. However, she happened to be married to the chiropractor who's now on our team. And so that was totally worth it for me to do a whole class and give her a couple giveaways and just teach to her as if I were teaching to a room of 20 people. So if you have a hostess that's going, oh my gosh, maybe we should cancel, there's only 3 people coming, say, no way, 3 people is a great class. A lot of times you have a higher percentage of signups in a small class anyway, because people are engaged, they're asking questions, and it makes for a really intimate, fun environment, even if you don't feel it's all about the numbers. Because sometimes in a big class, people are lost in the crowd, they don't speak up and ask questions, and then they kind of disappear when it's over, and you don't get to engage with them. So don't worry too much about the numbers.
That's a great thought, Allison. Okay, and then, so lastly, I kind of talked about incentives before, but doing a giveaway has been really one of my best, or the opportunity to win a prize if you host a class has been one of my best incentives to get people to host a class. I did one for I did 2 months, March and April, because I was announcing it in March, and I certainly did included everybody who already had a class in March, but some people heard about the incentive and couldn't get stuff together for March, and so they wanted to do it in April. So I combined those 2 months, and at the end of April, I drew a name, and someone won a diffuser. I bought a diffuser off Amazon. It wasn't a Young Living diffuser. It was still a good diffuser. It was about $40 or $45. Had good reviews, and the girl who won it loves it, and she's really excited. So I am doing that same incentive again, but for teachers specifically in June, just to see what or June and July, however it ends up working out. Because if people do respond to that incentive and they can't make it work for June, I usually like to try to extend it a month just because that helps out. And on that note, planning classes in advance. Do not approach people about hosting a class in 1 week. Like I can't get my friends together, or I can't even get my house together in 1 week, Talk to them about it the month before, or make a note in your planner, like the week or the last week of the month, which is this week, May. Start planning your June classes. That's a big to-do for me this week, but that's where you're going to get a lot more openness and flexibility because people have time, and it helps out a lot. So
I'll say one more thing about incentives. incentives are a great reason to care call people. Mm-hmm. Whether you're doing a sign-up incentive or whether you're doing a class incentive, like Julian said, don't just post on Facebook and assume every single person that is on your Young Living team or every single friend of yours saw that post. So many times I've called about an upcoming 201 class that maybe Joy and Pep has done here in Houston. And I have my list of people to call in the week, and it's people I assume are on Facebook. So I go, hey, I don't know if you've seen the Facebook invitation for this. And they're like, no, I haven't been on Facebook all week.
And Facebook invites are actually really hidden. I mean, I've missed a bunch from different things, too, because I'll get a small little notification that says event notification, one event notification, and it's right above my normal notification, or right below my normal notification. So I almost click over it. And I've had so many people be like, I never see my event or notifications, so I always contact people personally.
And even if you have to leave a voicemail or even a text is better than Facebook. So if you don't want to call people yet, please do. But if you don't want to call people yet, you want to send them a text. Hey, so and so, I know you've got some availability this summer now that school's out. Maybe for teachers, so to speak, I'm running a great incentive. Didn't want you to miss out. If you're interested, let me know. I'd love to get this together for you. If you have friends that are warm leads, if you're doing an incentive, like I'm doing a June incentive for people who enroll with me, I'm going to also include a lavender lip balm and the Small Thieves toothpaste because June's my birthday month. So I thought I would do some cute birthday graphic and say, happy birthday to me, to you. I don't know. I'm still working on it. But I'm going to call.
My birthday, but I'm so generous that you get to.
Anyway, so all that to say, I'm going to be calling some of my warm leads just to say, hey, just so you know, I'm doing this promo in June. I didn't want you to miss out. No pressure if you're not ready to get your kit, but if you are, I would love to get you set up and signed up, and then you can have some extra free goodies.
And on that note, she's just doing that for her warm leads, so she doesn't have to tell everybody that. You don't, and particularly when you're contacting people, you're like, well, I don't have enough money or income right now to do all of these incentives. Well, if you have 3 really warm leads, just get 3 extra things or figure it out that way.
Or do while supplies last.
Like, I think I only ordered 5. While supplies last is a great thing, too, because there's a little bit of urgency connected to it. So, anyway, I hope those were helpful tips, and if you have any more questions, please let us know. We're happy to brainstorm with you. See ya!